Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your interest and deciding to spend this Sunday afternoon with me. I can imagine you could have nicer things to do. This webinar is mainly focused on what's been happening in our main project, Nomad City, how the strategy of our holding changed in the last months. I'm also going to be speaking a bit about our developer financing offer. I'm going to explain how the procedure works. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about how the asset swap procedure works for those who are interested. I'm going to leave some space for the question and answers. I shouldn't be speaking for more than 20 minutes. I want us to have a solid half an hour session, maybe longer. However, I know that there are some new faces here, some new people. So I will also take the liberty for those people who are listening to me or watching our presentation for the first time, just to mention for 5 minutes the general introduction. For those who know us already, this is not the first time. So let's do it. Samana Group is a new brand on the market. However, the founders of Samana Group have been in the Dominican Republic and in the real estate space for more than 2 decades. There's 4 of us. I personally come from more of a startups world and a little bit of construction. I was the co-founder of Jumia, which was an e-commerce from Africa. We did an IPO on New York Stock Exchange in New York in 2018, if I remember correctly. And Sunroof is one of Europe's biggest solar roofs, 2-in-1 solar roofs producer. Our main markets are Sweden, Germany, and Poland. I've been active in the Dominican Republic for the last 6 years. However, my partners have been here for more than 20 years. Shannon was the former managing director of JLL, a Fortune 500 real estate company. Thomas runs the biggest land surveying company in Samana called the Maria, and he's also a co-founder behind one of the most known hotels in Samana, like Dominican Treehouse Village, El Valle Lodge, or Unique Exotic Hotel. And Peter, our 4th co-founder, he is the CEO of PCG, which is Poland's top real estate developer. They've been on the market for 35 years. He's the 2nd generation CEO, and they've built almost 10,000 residential units historically. So there's already some expertise in real estate coming into what we're doing. Our cap table is also relatively strong. We have 2 venture capital funds who are mainly specialized in investing in private cities. I'm talking about T-Polis and Pointer Capital. Our cap table is also pretty strong when it comes to local high net worth individuals. The managing partner of Dominican Republic's oldest law firm is our investor and shareholder. Former CEO of 2 European stock exchanges is our investor and shareholder. And the owner of Dominican Republic's biggest marketing agencies is also one of our investors. So I believe we're strong both internationally and locally. And for those who are more interested in getting to know our team, I'm going to quickly show you on our website. Go to our website, menu About, and then you can just click About Us. You can have all the names, all the positions listed here, also investors as well. So we are pretty transparent, definitely because of its nature, friendly people, friendly community, and safety. The versatility of the nature is amazing. By far, the most up-and-coming region in the whole Caribbean, mainly because the biggest real estate developers are already moving here. Novel Properties, Grupo Abrisa, 2 biggest developers from Punta Cana. The government has been investing heavily in the last few years in Samana, and the big global hotel brands are already talking publicly about moving into this part of the region. There is, however, a big chance, and that's what we're part of, that Samana will not just become another Punta Cana. There's a master plan for the whole peninsula. The government doesn't want another Punta Cana here. Samana is beautiful because of its nature, and we want to keep it like this. That's why we don't want to build too much. I'm going to be talking about that in the master plan. Many movement happening already in Samana. Also, for those of you who are foreign investors thinking about Samana, thinking about Dominican Republic, one of the strongest points of this country is that it's very foreign investor friendly. Full ownership of land and real estate allowed for the foreigners. This is constitutional law. Tax exemption for the first 15 years, which is Confutur law, which also applies to our project. 84 special economic zones. First private city in the region was here, Punta Cana. First private international airport in the world was here. top 10 most popular countries for Americans to buy their second home. Dominican Republic is by far on the rise, and inside Samana, we believe, is the most magical place ever. Speaking on the business side, 7 international airports, 3 are relatively close to Samana, less than 3 hours, and very well connected with the biggest consumer market in the world, which is the east side of North America. Let's talk about our project. In the beginning, Samana Group was focused on a few projects. We had some land and some development in El Valle, in Arroyo Barril, and in Monterrojo in Nomad City. The customers have spoken. Now our Nomad City project is the most demanded project, and we decided to focus all our efforts into building Nomad City as our first project. What is Nomad City? It's a beautiful hill community that will be consisting of a total of 1,000 units and around 4,000 regular residents. It's a hill project with a view of the beautiful Samana Bay and Bacardi Beach. And the distance from the beach, from the bay to our project is from 800 meters to 1,400 meters. So let's say around 1,300 yards to the water. First stage is what we're building now. The first stage is 150 units, which consists of 2 condos, 40 apartments in total, and the rest is plots with houses. We are focusing on building houses, not apartments. We don't want to build too high, and we don't want to have the density too high. The whole interactive legend is on our website. I'm just going to quickly show you. So maybe after the webinar, if you have some time, you can just go to our website, click our projects, then go to Nomad City. And then you will be able to click on all the plots of land, all the points, see what's happening, where's the swimming pool, where's the shopping mall, where are the restaurants, and so on. So I'm not going to go much into detail right now, but the whole interactive master plan is here. Let's go back to the slide. So like I said, 2 condos, 20 and 24 apartments each, and then 57 plots available right now. Once we sell the first 57, we're going to launch the sale of the rest, because in total there's 150 units for stage 1 available. The amenities are the following. The whole Nomad City community is designed for you to live comfortably for a couple months a year. Unlike typical resort towns, when it's nice to live there for a week or 2, but it's super unproductive to stay there longer. There's a co-working space, 2 rooftop bars, 3 coffee shops in total, 3 or 2, I'm sorry. 2 swimming pools, plenty of common seat areas, a lot of parks, 24/7 security, reception, and concierge. There's space for more than 10 stores. There's going to be a grocery store. There's going to be a fresh produce store. Of course, laundry and cleaning services, 2 gyms, sports center, yoga studio, and a spa. So everything you need in a high quality community. The construction that we're focused on are very simple and at the same time very durable. We got to think about potential earthquakes and hurricanes. We are using steel enforced concrete mainly. We're not building too high. We're building very low, not to obstruct the beautiful views, because every house and every apartment has an unobstructed view of Samana Bay. So you can buy a $150,000 flat, but you still get a $1 million view. So the interiors look more or less like this. I'd say it's a minimalistic style meets Caribbean or meets jungle, mainly locally sourced wood, locally sourced stone, and then concrete walls, which can be polished. This is mainly the style we're going after. The apartments are in 4 sizes, from 60 to 100 square meters. So from 600 to 1,000 square feet, 1 or 2 bedrooms. When it comes to villas, first you choose the plot, then you choose your villa. For every plot, there's at least 2 or 3 different villa designs to choose from. Right now, we have 8 villas to choose from. However, we have 3 architects full-time working in our company. So every villa can be modified according to your needs for some symbolic amount. If you're interested, you can, like I said, go to our website. Let me quickly show you here. And click Explore Villas. You'll see the most popular ones. Let's go back to the slides. Oh, I forgot to say, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat or just remember them. And but I'm going to be answering questions in the order of how they were coming into the chat. However, I don't think there's going to be a big queue of the questions. You can just also ask them using your voice after I'm done. All right, going back to the slide. Let's talk about traction. What has been happening since inception of this particular brand? So we've launched end of 2022. We've raised some initial seed money from the founders. Of course, we had to collect enough money to start the project. We acquired first 123 acres for the first stage, for the first 4 out of 7 stages of the city, Nomad City. Right now, I'm just showing you the first stage, but we've already secured. We own the first 4 stages, and we have already the options to buy the remaining 5, 6, and 7 stages. In total, it will be 370 acres. So the density will be less than 20%. So you will see more trees than neighbors. In Q2 last year, we finished the master plan for stage 1. A quarter, 3 months after, we've gotten all our necessary construction approvals for stage 1. We've secured our master broker partnerships with Remax and Nest Seekers. Nest Seekers mainly for North America and Europe and Asia, and Remax for the Dominican Republic. And we broke ground just at the end of last year, end of November, beginning of December. And throughout that year, we were able to generate enough pre-sales to get to the total of $10 million, which was back then around 30 units pre-sold. And now it's already more because we were also selling a little bit in the beginning of this year. So yeah, we broke ground just at the end of last year. We have one big general construction company called Constructora Lugo. 40 years on the market. They've been building subway stations, part of highways, and many, many houses in Cap Cana. We also have our own construction team that consists of 3 architects, 6 builders, 2 engineers. So these are just some photos from the site when we were digging our roads, which are now all completed, and our some first building. I think this is just security building. We were evening out the land, and that's where we had our first obstacles. We had a few weeks delay because when we were doing our geological studies, we realized that the land is pretty tricky, and we were not really sure about the quality of the results of the Dominican company we hired. So we decided to get our own experts. David Jasinski, who was a geotechnician, our investor, joined us as our advisor. He has an extensive experience in Latin America, Poland, and Africa. And Thomas is a construction engineer from Chile. We are now in the process of doing second geological studies with another company, just to be sure that we know exactly what type of land we're building on. And that's why we stopped for a few weeks the foundation works, just to make sure we have the foundations designed the proper way. So we should be able to catch up with the timing in the next few weeks. We did, however, the additional checkup because we want to make sure we're building this properly, and we want this constructions to last 100 years, if not more. These are some photos from our first apartments, which are going to be ready this month. There's going to be a showroom just next to our construction. So if you're around in Samana, you'll be able to go inside the future flat to see how they look inside. These are just some photos showing the beautiful views. The views is really what matters in Nomad City. So until now, we've sold 36 units out of the 150 that we are planning to sell all this year. And the handover for the first residents will be for first quarter of next year. So not every apartment and not every house will be ready inside, because the finishing job is actually the most challenging one. It's the hardest to find all the experts. That's why we keep hiring. However, everything should be built. I'm talking about the shell by end of this year, beginning of next year. So I'm going to now talk about the developer financing offer, and it's always easier to explain the numbers based on a typical example. So I'm going to use my favorite house, Flat House, which is our best sellers. I think we sold just last week 4 of them. In the future, I'm talking about in the next few weeks, there will be a configurator on the website. You'll be able to buy this house with another floor, with a bigger pool, with a storage room. There will be many configurations, just like ordering a car. But let's say that the basic one, so the 140 square meters, 1,400 square feet, a flat house with a pool costs around $250,000. So how does developer financing works? And every flat house comes with such a view. So everything starts with a $5,000 good faith reservation fee. You want to book the plot because you have to choose the plot first, and you're putting the $5,000 refundable reservation fee, so we can start preparing the contract for you. We prepare the contract to sell you the plot and build you the house. Once you sign the contract, you send additional $15,000. So in total, you have paid $20,000. And most likely this amount is enough for you to pay for the plot, because usually the plots are more or less this type of price, maybe a little bit more. So the $20,000 already gives you the ownership rights of the plot. And then in order to move into the flat house, you have to pay in total a remaining of more or less $80,000, $79,000. So in total, you will have paid more or less $100,000 in order to move into the flat house. But not only that, it takes on average 16 months to build a flat house. Actually, right now, if you order a flat house today, it's still going to be at 12 months. We can still build it faster. However, we took a safe 16 months frame here. And you are not paying this $80,000 immediately. You're paying this in tranches. So we have 8 construction stages, from excavations to foundations to walls and ceilings. Then you have joinery and insulation. Then you have elevations finishing. Then you have terrace greenery. Then you have interior finishing. And then you have furnishing and equipment and moving in. So there are 8 stages. Let's say that every stage happens every month or 2. So the $80,000 is actually divided into those 8 stages. So technically, after you pay the $20,000, then you pay more or less $10,000 every month or 2, because you don't have to pay us up front. You pay us for every stage completed of the construction. So this gives you a little bit more safety as well. So after you've paid let's say the total of 99, it's a nice marketing amount, should be 100, but 99 looks better on marketing materials. After you've paid the total of $100,000, you can move into the house. So you have a $150,000 remaining that you need to pay over 5 years. So this is 60 monthly payments. In this particular example, the monthly payment is around $2,500. And the annual interest rate is 5%. Right now, there's a promotion, it's only 5%. It will be more later. I mean, if you sign now, it will be 5% for you always, but future clients might have a higher interest rate. Now, it's important because the $2,600 monthly payment, if you cannot afford to pay this on a monthly basis, you should be able to generate that money from the revenue if you put this house on Airbnb or Booking.com and so on with our help. So this is designed for you to be, $2,500, $2,600. It should be affordable for you to cover it, even if you cannot always afford from your own salary. So this is how the development financing works. So let's say that more or less $100K needs to be paid in order to move in, which is still not paid up front. It's paid in tranches as you see the development of the construction. And then the rest, the other half, you pay over 5 years. So I believe this is pretty affordable. You tell me if I'm correct. I've explained you the construction-related tranches of the first half. And how does the purchase procedure looks like? So like I said in the beginning, you have the good faith reservation fee, refundable, for you just to start the proper contract signing process with us, which usually takes 30 days. Then we sign the contract to sell you the plot and build you the construction. It's one contract because we want to start the construction just after you buy the plot. We want every house to be built at the same time because we want the whole community to start to be alive at the same time. Then you also signed the condominium contract with us. We're going to be the operator of the condominium. It's called horizontal condominium, to make sure there's a high standard of living inside. There are no noises, no parties, which are unwanted, and so on. And it's safe. We sign the rental management contract with you. If you want us to rent it for you commercially, if you just rent it to your friends and so on, obviously you do it on your own. If you use the developer financing option with us, obviously we sign a separate contract to do the financing for you. If you pay upfront, you're going to get additional 10% discount. For those who pay upfront in cash, obviously there's a discount. And then once the house is built and ready, and you've paid it in full, there's the full ownership transfer. In the Dominican Republic, the ownership transfer can only happen once the house is finished. That's why it's the last stage. I'm gonna play the asset swap. If anyone is interested, like if some of you are interested in doing an asset swap, for example, let's say you have a piece of land somewhere in the Dominican Republic, in the US, or maybe in Europe, and you have not been successful in selling this at the price you wanted. We might do a swap. For example, your plot of land in I don't know, in the US is worth $150,000, and we can do a swap for that amount with the house you're buying from us, or with the plot of land you're buying from us, and then it's our problem to liquidate it. It's an additional offer that we're having in order to convince more clients to trade with us. So I'm going to quickly show you how this video works, and then I'm going to go back to the questions, how this product works.
Marek, I don't know if it's very important, but there is no sound in this video.
Thank you, David, for letting me know. Actually, there was just music, so the text is actually more interesting. So, but good to know. Thank you. For the future, I will fix this. The procedure happens in two countries. First, we sign a notary agreement in the country where the land that you have is supposed to be swapped from. The legal structure is called dato in solutium, if I remember correctly, which basically means we are selling you the house in the Dominican Republic, and then then you owe us money, and then in order to pay the debt, you give us, instead of cash, you give us your real estate. This depends also on the country. So certain jurisdictions have slightly different legal framework to do this. First, it has to be done with a notary in your country, and then we do it in the Dominican Republic for you to get it to get our flat for you. If anyone is interested in the details, I will answer more questions, because this is like probably less popular offer than the developer financing. Okay, sorry, this is not supposed to play. Okay. So I already explained this. Let's go to Q&A. I'm wary of the time. I already see that Nelson has asked the first question. Is there an estimated ROI on the flats? Yes, we're trying to be very realistic here and not over-promise, but should be able to get 9–10% yield annually already after all the costs, before taxes. So, and this is very, very, how do I say, conservative. So after you pay us our fee for cleaning, and after you pay the marketing fee for Booking.com or Airbnb or whatever broker we will be able to use to get residents, after paying the operation costs, like, you know, replacing the soap or towels, we estimate this to be at 9–10% annually. However, if you look historically at ROI and at yield of Samana in the last 3 years, I mean, it's 15% minimum, simply because Samana has been seeing some crazy demand, and there's not enough high quality, high standard products as ours. But we are also aware that in Las Terrenas and in Rincon and in Las Galeras, there's many big developers, building also other projects. So it's going to be a law of demand and supply. We're estimating to be at conservative 9-10%. However, if you look historically, you will see numbers like 15 even, right? Already after all the costs. But like I said, I don't want to overpromise, and we never use this as a selling point, because we want people to buy these places, for their second home, to stay there for 2 or 3 months a year, and then maybe rent it on the market, but not to buy just to never live there. We would like this community to be focused on people who at least want to stay there for part of the year.
So I'm sorry, I have to elaborate or ask you more about that, because
of course,
I have a couple of people that are looking, but it's for investment. So are you discouraging that, or you are open to that?
So I'm not going to say no, of course, we're realists. However, if this is a case of someone buying this just to rent, then we will be the exclusive rental management partner for these apartments, because we want to make sure that there's a standard kept inside the community. There should be just one company that does the cleaning and the concierge and the check-in and so on. And yes, so we will try to get as many long-term rentals as possible, and then fill it with short-term rentals. We always try to prioritize people who are renting for at least a week or more. Obviously, we're not going to say no to short-term rentals, but the way we do marketing for our clients is that we want to first get clients and the tourists that want to stay a little bit longer, because it changes the quality of the community if there's more people living on average longer. It was a long answer, but we're not going to say no, but we want to manage the rent.
Okay. How much do you charge for property management?
So it depends on the deal, because we can negotiate this, but this is either 70-30 or 80-20, which means 80 goes to you, 20 goes to us after paying all the costs.
Okay. And the HOA, sorry.
Yeah, good questions. You know what you're talking about. The HOA is around 1% annually. It's not high, so 1.5. For the flat house, which costs $250,000 in total, the monthly HOA is $250, and what you're getting in that price is 24/7 security, concierge reception, cleaning of all the common areas, swimming pools, parks, and gyms, and so on.
Okay, I think this is my last question. And going back to the rentability, I'm Dominican, so I know that sometimes us Dominican are not sophisticated in terms of keeping data, and I'm talking about the rentability, like the rental or return of investment. How did you figure out 9 and 10%?
So we used 2 sources of data. One is AirDNA, if I remember correctly. This is the platform, although they are not too good on data in Samana. Actually, we have, and then we used a local consulting company called TBA Horvat. They've been on the market for more than 30 years. They've been doing feasibility studies for many projects in the DR. And we basically did our own research, talking to rental management companies in Las Terrenas, in Las Galeras. We spoke to rental managers in Puerto Bahia, Hacienda Samana Bay, the new project, and so on.
Got it. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Any other expenses? Besides
the HOA and the rental management fee are those 2 main ones. Sorry. Every owner is obliged to buy an insurance. for the real estate. So you have to count like additional 1% annually.
1%
annually, yeah, more or less.
That sounds really. And what is that? Insurance covers hurricane, flood, any other damage?
Fires, yes, floods, fires, hurricanes, without the theft, because that's not needed. We have a how do you call it? There's like a group discount, right, for the whole community.
That's really affordable, because when I asked for a quote before, they gave me like $1,200 per year.
Yeah, no, but $1,200 per year for what type of house or a flat?
It was a small villa. The price was $320,000.
Well, that's 0.5% per annum, no?
For the
wasn't that
0.5%?
That's actually cheaper, yeah. Because if a villa is 300, yeah, and then it was 1,200, then it's actually less than 0.5% annually.
Got it. You're right.
All right, so I want to quickly show you some cool areas in our website. If you're gonna go to our website and you go to About, there's this cool website, Why Samana, which we just refreshed. Here you can see all the cool stuff, why Samana is the best in the Caribbean, if not the whole world. For those of you who don't know Samana yet. If you go to our projects, you can click the completed projects, but you can also click now the Nomad City, where you're gonna have the interactive map of everything that we have. You'll be able to play with the plots, have more photos, more videos, check the roof plans of every apartment and so on. Or instead of going after the plots, you can just click Explore Villas here in the menu, see all the villas. If you want to read more about asset swap, everything is here. If you want to read more about developer financing, all the details are here. And if you want to be in touch with our progress, you go to blog, so learn and blog. And here, besides some news, we post regularly our reports, usually monthly by monthly, tell what's happening on the site with our investors and new products. I can imagine not everyone is ready to make a decision immediately. That's why we want to keep in touch with you. And when you're ready, just go to About and contact us. And then you can choose the person that looks, okay, is this, okay. And then choose the person that looks the most likable when it comes to face. You can just choose whoever you prefer. And yeah, we're waiting for you. And if you're in Samana, come and see us. We're here every day.
So if I have an investor that is a bit sophisticated because they invested, in different places in the US, can I schedule a meeting with you over Zoom to talk about the possibility?
Yes, of course. You can just click the option there. Just click on my face, and you can just send it directly or send email.
Okay.
All right. I guess no more questions. Remember, we're always available. We're just one click away. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with me. I really appreciate it. I feel very special. And have a great rest of your weekend. And see you soon in Samana. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.